Emilia Perez, the Netflix-distributed musical by director Jacques Audiard about a trans-Mexican cartel boss, has 4 Golden Globes and a record-breaking 13 Oscar nominations. But everybody seems to hate it, and the controversy doesn't stop coming. Carla Sofia Gascon, who plays the titular role and has been nominated for Best Actress, has been taken off the promotional material for the film. Netflix is reportedly no longer flying her from Spain to Los Angeles to campaign for the Academy Awards at events. Audiard, no stranger to controversy over his film, has said he is now ignoring his star. "I haven't spoken to her and I don't want to," the director told Deadline magazine. The film had already managed to offend the entire country of Mexico. Its stars and director can't seem to stop making statements. The queer community has sacked it off as one big snooze fest, and it continues to get an absolute kicking in the press every time a poor critic has to watch it. But it still had those 13 nominations to campaign for glory on, and Gascon obtaining the first nomination for a trans woman was supposed to be history-making. But now Gascon appears to have put the film's entire Oscar effort in jeopardy. Last week, Canadian journalist Sarah Haji resurfaced posts on X made by Gascon in her native Spanish that used shocking anti-Muslim and racist language. Gascon's response to the discovery appeared frantic yet uncoordinated. First, she made a statement saying she was deeply sorry to those I have caused pain. Then she deleted her account on X and called the coverage of her posts a campaign of hate and misinformation in an exclusive statement to The Hollywood Reporter, Claire. On Sunday, she booked an hour-long interview with CNN en Español, reportedly without involving Netflix, where she attempted to defend her posts calling George Floyd a drug addict swindler after he was murdered by police, and said she no longer believed Islam to be deeply disgusting for humanity because she is friends with a wonderful woman who is a Muslim. Now Netflix, Audiard, and the rest of the cast appear to be in damage control mode, although it raises questions over how Netflix allowed its relatively unknown star's social media accounts to remain unsanitized, despite the obvious levels of scrutiny an Oscars campaign would entail. Plans for Netflix to fund Gascon's flights and accommodation during the Oscars campaign, standard practice for a studio, have reportedly been rescinded. Thor is reporting that the star and the distributor are now only communicating via her agent. Audiard denounced Gascon in his Deadline interview. "It's very hard for me to think back to the work I did with Carla Sofia," he said, describing her posts as inexcusable. Suddenly you read something that person has said, things that are absolutely hateful and worthy of being hated. Of course, that relationship is affected. Zoe Saldana, nominated for Best Supporting Actress for her role in Emilia Perez, also addressed the scandal at a recent Q&A. "It makes me really sad," she said. "I don't have any tolerance for any negative rhetoric towards people of any group." Saldana's own past controversy has also resurfaced during her Oscars campaign. In 2012, she faced backlash for wearing dark makeup and prosthetics to play the black artist Nina Simone in a biopic. Saldana is light-skinned and of Puerto Rican, Dominican, and Haitian descent. "I should have never played Nina," the actress said in a tearful Instagram live stream in 2020. Adriana Paz, Edgar Ramirez, Selena Gomez, Jacques Audiard, Carla Sofia Gascon, and Zoe Saldana, winners of the Best Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy Award for Emilia Perez, pose at the 82nd Golden Globe Awards. Reuters. The terrible tweets and crisis communications are just the cherry on top of the beleaguered campaign. Gascon previously stirred up trouble last week for her comments about Fernanda Torres, who is also nominated in the Best Actress category. Gascon said she had observed many people working around Fernanda Torres who talk badly about me and Emilia Perez. There was speculation that this comment could have been in contravention of the Academy's rules about disparaging remarks about other nominees, but Gaskin was careful to praise Torres in the original interview and her later clarifying statement. Even before the awards campaign began in earnest, the film was widely viewed as deeply problematic. One of the leading complaints is its treatment of its Mexican setting, plot, and janky accent work. Audiard, who doesn't speak Spanish, shot most of the film in France and allegedly rewrote the script to hand-wave away why none of the non-Mexican cast had the right accent. Mexican viewers have been particularly upset by the film's handling of the cartel storyline. Violence from Mexico's drug wars has seen 350,000 people murdered or disappeared. Gaskin's Emilia is a cartel boss that fakes their own death and transitions, then attempts to atone for their violent past by setting up a nonprofit to identify the bodies of missing Mexicans. There's a song about it. It's a wildly insensitive handling of a plot point that's pretty deranged to begin with. Mexican artists were so outraged at the stereotyping of their culture in Emilia Perez, they created a parody musical poking fun at Audiard's native France. Trans filmmaker Camila Aurora created Johannes Sacrebleu the musical, a tribute to Emilia Perez, which features a cast wearing stripy t-shirts and fake moustaches with comedy props, such as rats, cigarettes, and glasses of red wine. The plot follows a forbidden romance between the trans heirs to rival croissant and baguette empires. Hector Guillen, a Mexican screenwriter involved in Johannes Sacrebleu, called Emilia Perez as racist Eurocentric mockery. The supposed trans representation in the film has also fallen flat, partly because the conversation has moved on, and partly because the plot's handling of it is so poor. Not only does Emilia Perez include a bizarre song about sex change operations, Emilia's changing body on hormones is treated as a jump scare, and her transition is framed as a way to escape the crimes she committed while running the cartel. LGBTQ advocates GLAAD called the film a profoundly retrograde portrayal of a trans woman and a step backward for trans representation. Also, the Representation Matters train has pretty much run out of steam. Remember when The Danish Girl got 4 Oscar nominations in 2016? Everyone was rightly outraged that Eddie Redmayne, a cis-straight dude, played the role of a famous trans woman from history. Thankfully, Redmayne didn't win Best Actor and has admitted in hindsight that his casting was a mistake, while Emilia Perez got it right by casting a trans woman for the titular role. It appears it may have got everything wrong. There are other queer and trans actors and directors doing Oscars-worthy work in Hollywood currently. It's telling that hugely well-received films such as Queer and I Saw the TV Glow were snubbed in favor of this hot mess of a movie.